That's interesting. Where the hell am I? Oh. I do not remember this being here. Hello?
Hello. Is that a carrion I hear?
I believe so. Is this... whose house is this?
Hello, my friend.
Oh,
Don't do come inside. It's quite late.
Jorvik, do you live here?
I do.
Oh, that's a nice home.
Can I get you anything to drink?
I suppose so. You have any wines?
I do indeed.
I'm alright with whatever you have, red or white.
I do hope that is to your liking.
Well, thank you. How long have you been out here?
Oh, I built this place maybe about a month ago, I would like to say.
No, a
Give or
month.
take.
Well, you've been out here for a lot longer than that.
Oh, I've been out in the trialscape for a long time, yes. But out in this place, about a month.
Well, I hope you're having a good time out here. There's not much to do whenever you don't have, trial goers.
It is true, yes. I do happen to like watching the sunset upon the trialscape. Listen to the trialscape itself as it changes, the nature within it. It reminds me of home.
Well, that begs the question, what was your home like?
Home. My kingdom within the Feywilds. It's still there. I do visit it every now and again.
Huh. I am to understand that you are, a ruler of this place. You're, a king.
Ruler of the kingdom within the Feywild, yes. The kingdom of Vallenblight.
Oh, is that where your last name comes from?
It does indeed. I married into an Archfey family, becoming an Archfey myself.
Well, I've got to ask, do you enjoy making trials and, I don't know, bringing people in to do all of this?
I do. Not because I enjoy seeing people suffer, as many seem to believe. No. I enjoy bringing people to the trialscape and seeing them challenged. It brings me hope for the future. It puts faith back into the world, showing that life does continue to change, that there are people out there who can and will take on challenges despite overwhelming odds.
Well, why have you decided to, I don't know, wipe out the ones who fail?
So, I don't. Not exactly. There's a big misunderstanding with what happens when you fail. Those who escape return back to the realities with a haze of their memories within the trials. They don't remember it all, but they have almost a deja vu type moment. As if it was a dream. Though the ones who fail, they do return to their home realities with no memories. As if it never happened. But their physical bodies that the trialscape produces, those are what it left behind as husks. And it pains me to see those husks of what once were living beings rot out. I may be a lich, but I do have standards.
I suppose it reminds you of your own failures.
It does indeed.
Well, that's a lot to think about.
After all, I wear one of those failures on my face.
I wonder what's underneath the mask.
My actual face. A face of flesh. Face of bone, you see, is my previous body's skull. Or at least the front plate of it.
Oh, disturbing.
A reminder of my failures of my previous life.
Forgive me for asking this, your godliness. Are you okay? I don't know. This place seems very lonely.
The trialscape does get lonely, I will admit. I do have Duravan, yes. And of course I do go home and visit my kingdom, where I have my wonderful Magni. But it does get lonely here. Someone has to watch over the trialscape. So am I okay? I don't know. I haven't known the answer to that question in eons. But I keep going.
Well, I suppose if you quit, then you would be a hypocrite yourself.
Indeed.
I don't know if I could really handle being a god. It seems like a bit much. Seems like too much responsibility.
You are wiser than most mortals. Most mortals think of being a god as just unlimited power and no responsibility. When in reality, yes, you may have immense power, but there is so much responsibility that goes with it. Do tell, was that wine to your liking?
It was delicious. Is it something from your place?
It was indeed. I believe.
Well, you're probably very old. I'm sure you have some good stories you can tell.
52 eons. The exact number I lost count.
Oh. Well, go
Seen
ahead.
you
Give me your greatest give me your greatest story. Tell me about yourself. I'm I'm here.
myself. In my entire existence, not one being has asked for my story. Not one.
Well, I'm glad it could be me. I ask everyone for their stories.
I will not bore you with the long, full story, but a condensed story. I was born to a noble family of what you might call owlets. Humanoid beings with owl-like features. And I grew up with wonderful parents. I loved them dearly, and they loved me.
Hmm.
But before I came of age, my mother burned to death in our own kitchen, and I was helpless to do much of anything. My father died in his sleep 3 days before I turned 18.
Damn.
So I became the sole head of my entire family's lands at 17. And I did my best, but I had no training. And of course, I was a rambunctious young adult who didn't want to just sit around. I wanted to see the world. So I gave away our family's lands to some extended family, and I adventured for years and years. Terrible, terrible events took place, and undeath befell me. I became an undead. I
Well,
decided right then and there to become a lich so that I would not be vulnerable as an undead.
up until this point, it's been very relatable. I think my story follows the same path.
Sometime, I don't know exactly when, after the fact, I got lost within the Feywild, where I would eventually meet and save my late wife, an archfey, from a pack of displacer beasts. If you know not what those are, they
Actually, I think I do know what those are.
oh, do you?
Yes, I've mentioned
That's
this to some people before. This land, the Trialscape, is very similar to my own home, actually.
really. Oh, it's good to
It's
know. I am not alone in some of my experiences.
well,
Well,
infinite universes and all that.
that is true indeed.
Still sort of grasping with that, actually.
It's hard to wrap your head around, isn't it? Well, sometime after, I do end up getting married to this archfey lass. And it goes well. I, of course, become king of those lands, and my wife bore a daughter, Willa. However, at around the time she became 10, my wife attempted an assassination and coup.
Against you.
However, she did not do her research and forgot that poisons do not affect the undead.
Huh.
However, this did result in her death as well as my daughter's.
Oh, shit, I'm sorry.
That was the day I lost any bit of humanity, as one might call it. I still tried to rule fair for about 40 years. Before I couldn't take it. And attempted to join my daughter. This, of course, failed due to undeath. However, this caught the attention of Mother Earth herself, who gave me the opportunity to be reborn. Which is why I have the form you see now. It is also why I became the God of Trials, as well as a fallen Azamar and Seraphim.
You've got quite the mix of powers going on within you.
I do indeed.
Time hasn't been kind to you, has it?
No, no, it has not.
Oh, for what it's worth, I'm sorry.
It is alright. I have managed since then, and now, here we are.
I think you're still human. Somewhere
I am
in there.
indeed.
Not just in blood, but... I guess it's better to say I think you're still mortal. In a small sense.
Perhaps.
Time has its ways of changing us, but it never fully transforms you. You're always who you started out as.
In a roundabout way, you are right. I do think back on who I was. It's where my name comes from. I was not born with the name Jorvik. Jorvik, in my native tongue, means survivor. So I have a constant reminder of who I was.
You know, when I saw your house here and I saw that you opened the door, I was going to try and convince you to let everyone out of the trials. I think I've changed my mind. Jorvik, I'm going to beat your trials.
I hope you do. I hope all of you do. Remember, Carrion, there are more than one way to go about it. Just because I'm sent one team to escape does not mean one faction escapes. Take that to heart. Band together, and perhaps all of you can escape.
Thank you for your story, Jorvik.
Of course, my friend. Have a good evening, my friend.
Of course.
I am always here when you need.
I'll just have to remember where I am. I get lost often.
Ah, don't we all? Take care.